Hey guys, welcome back to my channel today. In today's video, we are going to be doing a good old-fashioned hits and misses. I love doing these videos because essentially these are all my final reviews on some of your favorite products that I know you guys are super excited to know what I think about them and whether or not I think that they are worth their luxury price points or not. Before we get started, I do want to thank ShopTigger once again for partnering with me on this portion of today's video. If you guys haven't heard of ShopTigger before, I've worked with them tons because I love using their service. ShopTigger is an online tool that you can use while online shopping to save all of your favorite items in one place. You can save items either on your computer or while browsing on your mobile phone, and ShopTigger will let you know whether an item that you have saved goes on sale or if an item that you have saved comes back into stock. In order to try ShopTigger, all you have to do is go to the ShopTigger website, make an account, and then download their browser extension button so that you can actually save items to your ShopTigger list that much easier. For the holiday season, ShopTigger is doing a giveaway, so make sure that you stay tuned till the end of this video to learn how to enter. You guys know I am a high-end and luxury makeup lover. I am also a high-end and luxury accessory lover. I actually love using the ShopTigger list to organize all of my saved items that I have found while online shopping, and that way everything is all nice and organized by category. The makeup category you can see here is often filled with items that you guys have requested me to review at some point so I can keep track of them. Then we also have an accessories tab and apparel tab, so everything is saved nice and organized and neatly. One of my favorite websites that I use ShopTigger with is Sephora, of course, because I spend a ton there just doing what I do here for you guys on YouTube. Sometimes Sephora will actually upload an item into their inventory and then they will mark it as coming soon. And now this has happened multiple times in the holiday season so far where they are letting us know they're carrying this item, but it's not going to be released yet until a certain date. I immediately save these types of items into my ShopTigger list because ShopTigger will often let me know when that item goes into stock before Sephora does, which is awesome. Sometimes I miss out on a product because Sephora has lagged with notifications, but ShopTigger has let me know a lot faster, so I'm able to get that product to review for you guys right away. So as you can see here, this is me saving an item from the Sephora website to my ShopTigger account. This is a palette that I've heard a couple of you guys want me to review as of lately, so it was super easy to save it into my ShopTigger list. One of my favorite features that ShopTigger offers is the coupon code searcher thing, which is so cool. It actually stores all of the applicable coupons from each website in their database so that when you actually go and check out, it searches all the applicable codes to see if any of them work towards your order. This screen grab is from when the VIB sale was still on, so if you had forgotten the VIB sale code, for instance, it had it saved in its database so that you were able to save as much money as possible during the event. ShopTigger has also just launched a new cashback feature, and this is super exciting because this is definitely something that I know is very popular right now with online shopping. You can actually earn cash back via PayPal while shopping with certain retailers that are linked with ShopTigger, which is amazing, and they're adding new retailers all the time. For the upcoming Black Friday and Cyber Monday event, this is going to be super important. I'm not sure what Sephora is going to be offering, but I've been saving all of my items onto my account so that when they do come, I am ready. So if you guys are interested in checking out ShopTigger, I do have a link today in the description box if you are interested in checking it out. I hope you love it as much as I do. You can also download the app on your mobile phone so that you can make sure that you're saving as much money as possible. If you guys want to see my thoughts on some of these amazing products and whether or not I think they are worth the money or not, then just keep watching. The first product I want to talk about are two eyeshadow palettes that I picked up a little while ago. These are both from Rare Beauty, and these are her eyeshadow palettes. These are not Christmas releases as far as I know, but they are released around this holiday time. So the first one is called Magnetic Spirit. First of all, I love the positive messaging on all of her packages. This first one here, gorgeous color story. Like I said, a positive name on the palette and a really nice color story here. I do like the purples and that dark green. Randomly, that orange is in there. It's kind of like an orange coral. And to me, it's an interesting pop in this palette. To me, it seems like it's a little bit out of place, but I don't know. That's just me and my personal opinion, like I said, but I do think this is a really, really nice palette. When it comes to quality of these, the quality of the Magnetic Spirit palette is really, really great. This is a shimmer palette, so it's more going to be an accessory palette to most of you, unless you don't mind wearing shimmer on top of shimmer on top of shimmer, which is a look. I mean, I love shimmer myself, so I don't mind that at all, but a lot of people like that shimmer and matte balance. This does not offer mattes at all. If you are wanting some mattes with it, you'll have to use it alongside something else. The way that these swatch, you guys, super, super gorgeous. The way that they translate onto the eye, the way that they blend out, very, very well done. And in my opinion, this is actually a fairly, I hesitate to say the word affordable because I know affordable is really based on perspective, but if you're looking at Sephora palettes, this is available at Sephora, and I would say this is a lower price point than some of the other brands, obviously, that are carried there, and this is actually a really good option. I do think this is a beginner-friendly palette. This is one that I think if you are looking for your first eyeshadow palette or just a treat, you don't want to spend the money on Natasha Denona, Charlotte Tilbury, those bigger, expensive brands, you can get something like this and really have no regret because the performance is there. The next one is Confident Energy. This is one that's got more of that greeny blue tones. Same thing with this one, a full shimmer palette. Same kind of thing with blendability, pigmentation. It layers on top of each other well, and this is also a really nice color story, but once again, the pink on here to me feels like it's a little bit of an interesting choice. In this color story, the pink and then the coral from that previous one, it just looks like it doesn't belong, but you can still do really cool looks with this pink. So it's okay, but kind of when I look at the palette and the cohesiveness, my eye draws to the pink right away and says, why though? Like, I don't understand. Either way, if this color story speaks to you, this is also a fantastic one. I love how creamy these shadows are as well. They do have a really nice texture to them. I'm going to actually swatch a few of them on my hand here, but pigment right away. This is the blue right here. You can see vibrant, gorgeous. I actually really love this blue. Same with the green. The green is lovely also. And we're talking like one swipe on my hand here. They're very bright colors. And this too, like I love the fact that this is a really nice price point as well, because there are a lot of other luxury brands that offer the very same quality in my opinion, but just at a higher price point. Here are a couple shades from Magnetic Spirit. So you can see on the far left that we have that really nice berry color. Berry has been done tons this holiday. And then we actually have on the far right, we have kind of like a topper shade. This is the shade here in this palette that is actually in the left here, the far left. This is definitely more of a topper shade. You're not going to see a ton of like pigment heavy color underneath this. You are going to see much more of that shimmery top coat kind of idea on the lid. These palettes are actually 25 American dollars or 33 Canadian, and you also get quite a bit of product in each of them. There's 6 pans in each and they're 1.3 grams a pop. What I will say is that these also translate really well. So when you swatch them, they look like how they look in pan. And that is something that I think is also really important. Sometimes you pick up a palette and you obviously want to have the color that it represents in pan, but sometimes you swatch it and it's a little bit different or it's varied. This is actually really true to color too. The next thing I want to talk about is this hefty Pat McGrath highlighter. This is from her holiday collection. And I did mention when I hauled this product that the packaging to me is extremely impressive. This is very heavy. You guys can hear my nail against that. This is like extremely heavy feeling. I feel like you can conk somebody in the head really easy with this. It does have quite a bit of weight to it. The packaging is this gorgeous gold reflective metallic. You can definitely see fingerprints with this, so just keep that in mind. But this is the packaging that I know Pat McGrath is capable of, and that is something that I really love. When you open it up, you do see the highlight itself. It does have a really cool kind of texture to it. It's got these really nice lines that are just pressed into the powder. This to me makes it a little bit easier to apply to the skin. These types of ridges in this highlight kind of make, when you pick up the pigment with your brush, it helps to actually spread out some of that pigment, so you're not actually picking up a ton, and therefore you can really start off with a really nice just gleam to the skin, more of a natural look, or you can just layer and layer and layer and you'll get much more of that blinding impact. So this is a very versatile highlight. What I will say about this, it does have a very interesting slight mauve pull. I'm gonna actually swatch it also. It's very, very beautiful. And a lot of you guys were wondering if on my skin, if I can pull it off. I can, but I do have to be a bit careful with how many layers I put on, because this really is one that can get kind of pigment heavy as soon as you hit a certain threshold. 3 layers and that's about it. So you can see it does have that pinky mauve kind of shift. Really, really gorgeous though, like really, really blinding. It's incredibly creamy when you swatch it. It does have that nice pigment punch, but I do like the fact that for whatever reason, the ridges that are put into this powder really help when you're picking it up with a brush to not overdo it. Next, I want to talk about my Wayne Goss blush highlight duo. Wanted to make sure I had my thoughts thoroughly rounded up and everything tested out before I report back. But this is a really beautiful duo from the Wayne Goss line. This is, I believe, his first complexion product. I'm trying to think here, eyeshadow, lips, brushes. I think this is his first complexion product. And honestly, it is on the pricier side, but you do get a ton of product, which is crazy. It's a really nice surprise. The one that I have is called Coral Rose. This is the one that I thought would be best for me and my skin tone. There's quite a few also that look a bit more vibrant, but upon looking at some other people's reviews on this, it actually translates a little bit more subtle at first, which I really appreciate. But he does have quite a few duos that stretch through many skin tones, so I think you can definitely find something that will be beautiful on you. So I love the fact that the inclusion is there, but this is a beautiful blush, I will say. I will say also that it does translate on the skin more subtly too at first, which I like. There are definitely some blushes out there, the Becca blushes in particular, the NARS blushes at times. They can be like one little hit with your brush and you have pigment already. And for me, blush has to look diffused. It's a little bit tougher to go light-handed with those products. Then you have to kind of make sure you're not going crazy and overdoing it and it looks like, you know, a spot or something. So this one I think is extremely user-friendly. That is something I love. If you have a hard time going light-handed, you won't have any issues with this one because I think you can't really screw it up. You put a little bit on your cheek, it does help just looking diffused already, and you can layer it from there if you want a bit more pigment punch. The highlight though, the highlight is a little bit more pigment heavier. In my opinion, a lighter hand is a little bit more necessary for the highlight side. So when I use my highlight brush, I just use the standard guy. This is the Sephora Collection number 74. You can use this for blush too if you want, but I haven't seen this on the site. It's kind of like back and forth available, but either way, when I take this diffused brush like this, it's not a dense brush, and I kind of use it for highlight. I can pick up a ton of product in this one compared to the Pat McGrath, for instance. I think the ridges in that powder just slow down the pigment pickup. But this one, you can get quite a bit of product quickly. The blush side is a bit more like subtle at first. The highlight can get pigment heavy quickly. So I would say definitely start slower on the highlight side. The blush on this side has about 2 to 3 layers. So you can see that it looks quite bright in pan, but then it actually translates a bit more subtly on the skin first, and then you can build it up to have more of that pinky coralness coming through. The highlight though, that's one swipe. So right away, picks up pigment fast. I think these are a great little product to invest in. They do also have some other brighter colors, like I said, if you like brighter blush or brighter highlights, and there's an option for every skin tone also. The next things I want to update you guys on are the Lisa Eldridge lip products. Now these, you guys, are very interesting to me because it was the first time that I picked up anything from this line. So this past winter, she had these holiday kits. Whoop! They came in these cute little beauty bags. And they also have other velvet bags too they've had in the past. But these this year came with trios that all matched. They were all coordinating colors. So you had a lip gloss, a lip liner, and a lipstick with one particular shade in each of these bags. And I finally was able to test them all out and let you guys know what I think. The first thing I want to talk about are the lip liners. The The lip liners are very, very beautiful. I will say though that the lip liners on their own are extremely matte to me, and that's okay. But just so you guys know, I'm more of a creamy person when it comes to finish. I do like comfortable mattes on the lips. We're gonna get to that, but these liners by themselves, I think are very, very matte. I do find when I just wear the liner by themselves, it looks like you can see my lines in my lips quite a bit, and it doesn't really have a smoothing effect at all. So these liners to me are best used as lipstick or lip gloss shade extenders, where it helps keep your lip gloss or your lipstick lasting a little bit longer. I do love how these are coordinating shades as well, but I will say also that my Charlotte Tilbury liner that I love, I think it's called the Lip Cheat, also has the exact same thing. I don't really own a lip liner that smooths out my lines or anything. I do find they're more of like an anchor point. Putting a lipstick or a lip gloss over top is my preferred method. Now let's talk about the lip glosses next. I do have 3 of them in the coordinating shades also: Velvet Muse, Velvet Beauty, Velvet Blush. So you can see that they're here. Beautiful, beautiful shades. You can see here they have that same gold packaging, pretty heavy in the hand actually, and these are actually shorter and wider than like a typical lip gloss that I've seen on the market. These are really, really nice and pigmented. They're not very sticky either, which I like. They're very, very creamy. They do have a really nice doe foot applicator also. It's kind of short and stout, but it has a nice little bend to it. So you can get into the lips really nice, especially in between them and over the Cupid's bow with very detailed work. Honestly, some lip glosses smell really sweet, some smell minty, but these don't have a scent. So it's also a really good option for those of you that want a lip gloss that doesn't have a scent. There's quite a few out there that are minty or sweet, and it can be overbearing to someone that's fragrance sensitive. So this is also a really good pro about these. Very wearable shades as well, like I said, and in my opinion, a really, really nice lip gloss, especially for the scent-free component, because I know that's important to some of you. The last thing I want to talk about are the lipsticks. So these are the Velvet lipsticks. They're kind of like a velvet matte finish, just so you guys know. So coming from a girl that is more so on the creamy side for finish, I was kind of wondering how this was going to work out for me. Not gonna lie, but a lot of you guys have endorsed this product line and I really, really had to try them. It actually has a really cool texture upon the actual lipstick itself. If you zoom right in, you can see that it has like almost micro dots. Really, really cool, kind of like that velvet look. So she is paying so much attention to detail to these. I really, really appreciate that. Velvet Beauty I have seen on fair all the way to deep skin tones. Another good thing about her brand is that she is showing lipstick on multiple skin tones. You guys, 2020, I don't know why all people aren't doing this, but it's really nice for representation of how it's gonna look on you. And in my opinion, the only thing that I can think of with these is that as you wear them, if you do not wear a lip liner, it has the tendency to move slightly so that your lips look a little bigger, like as you wear it, if that makes sense. It kind of smears downward, not so much upward. Maybe that's just how I speak and how I eat or something, but they do tend to move outward. So kind of keeping it contained with a lip liner does help. You can pat a little bit to make it more of a sheer look also. It's a really versatile product. She does demo this with like, you put like your finger like this, and then you can dab for more of like a stain or more of like a softer look. So she does a really good job with making these extremely, extremely versatile. These are fantastic because they don't set fully down. That's why you have that movement a little bit, but for the comfortability of this matte, it's one of my favorites. Matte lipsticks that are comfortable, like Matte Trance, Matte Revolution, these do rival these. They're slightly different because they're more velvety, but the comfortability is the same. A really, really good option, and I know why people rave about these. Next, I want to talk about a Tom Ford quad that I did already mention in one of my recommendation videos for the VIB sale. So you guys know that it's already a hit for me, but I do want to let you guys know more details about this one. And one thing that I think is just the biggest downfall of this palette, such a missed opportunity here, but one that I do have to mention. So this is the Holiday Quad in number 4, First Frost. It's a beautiful, like gorgeous packaging. It's that nice crisp white. I do love that. I love when he gives the white because it's just like a totally different experience. Very, very sleek still. I mean, he classically has more of like a black kind of deep brown color on his palettes, but this is stunning, especially with the gold bar. I just think, I don't know, it's a great job for sure. I have Body Heat, which is another quad in here, and for some reason, it just feels slightly heavier than the white. I don't know if it's just like the packaging style or something, but it does feel a little bit heavier. This is Body Heat right here. It is a very beautiful color story as well, but the First Frost packaging is just like slightly lighter. When you look on the inside of this, very cool toned, beautiful, beautiful color story, but the missed opportunity here, in my opinion, are the bottom row. These two here, although they do have a slight difference, they translate very close on the eye. So when I do looks with this one, I always do one or the other, like one shade all over the lid, or I will deepen the end of the eye with one or the other, but I won't do both because there's not enough distinction, at least on my eye, to show that there are two shades going on. So even though these are beautiful shades, I think they perform well. They are creamy, they glide over the eye really well, and they work together. They're cohesive. I do think that this bottom row is a bit of a missed opportunity. If you're a Tom Ford fan though, and you're looking for these colors, I don't think you'll be disappointed, but I do think that some of the other quads might be a bit of a better buy when it comes to like distinction between them. Like if this is your very first Tom Ford quad, I don't think I'd recommend that to you. Try something like Body Heat. Honeymoon is a good one also. This one has much more distinction between them. You can see here, these are clearly 4 different colors. This one is Honeymoon. It's a classic. It's actually my favorite Tom Ford quad ever. And you can see also distinctly different colors. I wish that the First Frost had slightly more variation, but I'm not mad at the performance of these. I'm not mad at how they last on the eye. I'm certainly not mad at how they translate. They do translate true to color. They do last a long time. With a primer, they are fantastic for many, many hours going into the evening. So if you are a Tom Ford fan and you want this, you will enjoy it, but just know the packaging feels slightly lighter in hand, and those two shades are going to look pretty close. The next product I wanted to update you guys on is the Mini Bronze and Glow from Charlotte Tilbury, the holiday collection released this year. She does have a special packaging in this also in the full size, but I have the full size here, and then I also have the mini, and I wanted to let you guys know what I found out between these two. I thought that they were the same color story, to be honest, but looking upon further inspection, this is the Filmstar Bronze and Glow Mini Contour and Highlight Powder for light to medium. That's what it says here. The one that I have is fair to medium, so it is slightly differently named, but I find that the highlight, it looks pretty similar on the skin between them. I thought they were both the same shade, but the highlight is actually closer to me versus the full size compared to the Sculpt powder. The Sculpt powder in this new one is a lot more cooler in my opinion. The one here is a little bit warmer, so I'll show you what I mean with the swatches here. I really tried to get it, but it is a very slight difference. They're both made in Italy, so I don't know if she's switched the formula a little bit recently or what, but they are a little bit different to me. So slight differences, of course, but enough to notice. And the fact that I am a very, very big fan of this, like, almost makes me feel like I would just recommend a full size of this if you're going to splurge on it, because it is one of my absolute favorite products. Performs okay on the skin. I wouldn't say that it performs like tragically or anything like that, but it does have a slight more dryness to it. I just prefer that other Sculpt shade a bit better. I prefer more of that warmer tone, and I do prefer the full size when it comes to performance as well. The last product I want to talk about in this Hits and Misses is the Super Nudes Eye Palette from Charlotte Tilbury. This is one that I have been testing out quite a bit, and what I will say is that this is definitely best used as an accessory palette. This is fully matte, and to me this is very everyday, friendly, neutral, nothing too crazy bright or colorful or anything. This is really meant for like the plain Jane out there, which is okay. That's not a bad thing. If this is your style, then this will suit you well. For me, I like shimmer obviously, so I found that I'm using this along with the Darling palette, for instance. I'm gonna pull it out of my collection so you guys can see that one. This is the Darling palette actually, so it is the same size. And the only thing about this one is it's not as easy to open. I don't know why. I feel like I'm always jamming my nail in there to open this one up. But this is more so my balance with the shimmers and the mattes together. I don't know, like I prefer this one if I were to pick between them, like Super Nudes or this one, and you can only have the one. Definitely just get the Darling palette, but if you are a matte girl and that's all you are wanting, then the Super Nudes one does offer you that, which I appreciate. All right, guys, what do you think of this Hits and Misses video? Now that you guys have gotten this far, ShopTaker has also let me know that they are actually putting on a $5,000 giveaway right right now. In order to enter, all you have to do is download the Shop Tiger extension button if you haven't already. And once you've done that, save at least 3 items onto your Shop Tiger account to be entered to win. You do have to do both of these 2 steps before November 24th, and then if you win, Shop Tiger will contact you on the next day, which is November 25th, and they will send you a $5,000 gift card to a retailer of your choice, which for me would definitely be Sephora. Good luck on the Shop Tiger giveaway, and thank you so much to Shop Tiger for partnering with me on a portion of today's video. Until my next one, guys, take care, and I hope you guys stay safe. Bye, guys.
You and me, everything that we've been through has made us strong. You won't believe we've had our gray, but somewhere there's a light inside of us. It shows the way.